must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.
My name is Sophie Mwanyumba from the Ministry of Health and working under National Public Health Labs. Today we are visiting the quarantine sites within Nairobi, and the teams are being dispatched out to go and visit the sites. We have the forms which we are going to use to capture the information of the visitors who came from in the country. And we also have the sample collection apparatus, which we have the oropharyngeal swabs and the nasal swabs. And each person is supposed to be taken the 2 samples, the nasal swab and the oropharyngeal swab. We have our PPEs to protect ourselves. We have the safety gears where we are having this, and the disinfection for disinfecting the apparatus which we are going to use. The waste, we have the biohazard bags where we are going to put all the waste which is generated within the site where we are collecting the specimen. We have the biohazard bags to safeguard the environment. And with us we have the transport media, because we have to make sure that the samples which we are going to carry, they are if the virus is there, they are viable. So we have the transport media which we are carrying with us, and we are maintaining the cold chain, because we have the cool box which is equipped with the ice packs to maintain the cold chain of the virus of the samples as we come back. To my fellow Kenyans, I have a word for you today. Kindly stay at home. I am at work to safeguard the environment and to safeguard ourselves. The corona is real. It is real with us. So please let us stay at home as the health workers continue working and supporting the government on the guidelines which they have been put on place.
Anybody who has been in the military will understand that when at war, in war, with war, you don't court-martial your soldiers or officers while the war is on. You finish the war first and then investigate the officers or soldiers who might have misbehaved or neglected duty. This is the doctrine of the institution of war. Today, Kenya is within the war and at war with an invisible enemy called COVID-19. And we must support the efforts of the frontline officials. Then we put them on trial later if there are mistakes. Remember, the country is at the weakest link now, and we cannot afford to deflect the efforts of those soldiers on the front line of fighting COVID-19. Thank you very much, viewers. That is me. Good morning, viewers. Welcome to Punchline Africa Television, broadcasting from all the way from Nairobi, from the political command center of Punchline Africa Television. Good morning again in Nairobi, miles away from us. Thank you very much, the lovely pink lady, all the way to Jerusalem. We shall go there this week. Thank you very much, Miriam. That's a very nice color for you. Thank you. What does it symbolize today? Yesterday was Mother's Day, and today is pink. The flowers have come out.
It's spring.
Spring. Oh, talk about spring, Miriam. in United Kingdom. That is Miriam Ogutu, live in the general headquarters of Punchline Africa Television. Let's hammer it away. Let's get our 3 good hours live from here up to 12 noon. We shall be bringing you Daytime Express, looking at all the things that are taking place in Kenya. The first hour, this is the hour, 90 minutes past the hour. We start with Kenya. The news headlines, the newspapers, the numbers of COVID-19, the politics, the gymnastics, the dynamics. On the one word today, President must take authority. President must take authority. I think Miriam is a better one to read what is there. I don't, what does the headline, our topic say?
Well, our topical discussion today is the president must assert authority. And yeah, so that is what we shall be looking at.
Thank you very much. And as we talk right now, there is a meeting going on in the State House. We haven't been shown whether the other people who have been screaming so loud on Bibles have also arrived there. And we want to see Kihika, Susan Kihika has been talking more than a microphone. And then you get Senator Murkomen, a leader of majority of government business, has become a leader of non-government business. He says he opposes, he goes against the corruption purge. He is number one to criticize the president. Everything, the president lifestyle audit. You remember when the president brought the lifestyle audit, the first person who criticized the president was the leader of majority in the Senate. He said it can't work. Then why should he remain there? Where did you get this lumpen from? Where did he come from, surely? Why should he have remained in the government? When you are in the government, leader of the government, don't say, I saw another fool yesterday called Olakina, saying that you do 80-20. No, when you are a government business, you are not 80-20. You are not. You are either in the government, you can't support Republican 20%, then you support your party, Democrat, 20%. I don't think Nancy Pelosi does that. You have seen the Iron Lady across in America. I saw someone talking like that yesterday. I said, oh my God, they got it. Oh, you can't do it. No. Article 9 of the Jubilee Constitution. Article 9 of the Jubilee Constitution allows the president to take charge of this party. The party to call you back. You can be liked by the senators. You can smile with the senators. They love you because you open your teeth all the time. That's okay. But when the party says, my friend, come back, we need another person to help us. That's the question. There's nothing you are going to do. It's finished. The party will remove you. The MPs can struggle, but the party has said, we need you back. The Secretary General of the party will say, we need you back, and you have to come back with all your luggage as you were carrying it the other day. So it means you lose your PAs, you lose your office, you lose your bodyguards, you hand them over to another person to run the government business. Because the government in these last hours of what Jubilee is going through, it does not need any more enemies. It needs to reconfigure itself to bring about credible promises that they have done. They have run out of time. They need a lot of things in order to capture what the people are saying at the moment. If I'm wrong, Miriam, you can stand in there and help me. But I'm telling you, the time break express is here. The newspapers, over to you, Miriam. But before that, let's have the COVID numbers, shockers in East Africa. Shocker COVID number.
They're bringing us the numbers there. Steve can bring us the numbers there. But before that, Doctor, very interesting that meeting today determining the future of, Jubilee Party. I don't know how that is going to work out for Jubilee Party moving forward. We expected, because it is, it's just a standard procedure, and it's just that happens across the globe. You have to, if you're elected or nominated by the party to represent the interests of that party in parliament or whatever position, your allegiance is with the party. So if you're the majority whip, you've been, like you see with Senator Murkomen and also Kihika, you're supposed to be representing the interest of Jubilee Party, but that has not been the case. So I don't know if they'll have a problem should the party decide to replace them. I don't know if that will be a problem for them, because if you feel the party does not represent your aspirations anymore, or your dreams, or whatever it is, or the vision of the party is not in line with what you believe in now, then I think it's if the party decides now we're going to replace you, that shouldn't be a problem, because they've been castigating the same party that put them to parliament.
Definitely, but you see, Miriam, the whole thing of all this is these guys have been behaving very badly, sure. They belittle the president openly. They disagree with the president. They go national television and the state statements as if they are not chief whip and the leader of majority. They make very bad statements against the president of the Republic of Kenya, belittling his office. In fact, in some other countries, some of these guys would not be in power. They would have been swept a long time ago. So if the president is asserting Article 9.1 of the party, he can summon you. If they don't go there today, the decisions will be taken. And the party will forward the list of the new people who are supposed to take part to conduct the business. So the speaker has nothing to do with it. And the plenary cannot discuss the new leader of majority. I saw someone saying that you have to sign a petition. You are not signing a petition because of what? There is already a charge for misconduct, gross misconduct by the Murkomen and the Kihika. They got involved in politics, sectarian politics in the party. They went around spreading, standing on the sides, disrupting the handshake, disrupting so many things that the party leader was trying to do. So they have a problem here, Miriam, and that is what is going to happen. And I think the pressure, you don't need people like Murkomen to be in parliament for you to lead a country. You will be leading it towards Indian Ocean. Because when the president brought this thing of audit, life audit, remember the first person who opened his mouth was the leader of majority in the Senate. He said there is no law that life audit is anchored on. Therefore, life audit will not be able to work in Kenya. And it failed. Because this is a man who is supposed to send this law and make it workable. But this guy did not. So the law went berserk. We lost it. Nobody today has, very few people did life audit, lifestyle audit on corruption. He failed it. The question, you are a leader of majority. You are supposed to guard and inspect the books of the governors. Then you go to court when they have arrested one governor. You go and even display in public television to say that you defended the same governor. Now, When Sonko appeared before them, what did this man say? He failed the test. Therefore, these are some of the two. The party president says we need a handshake. You lead a faction that goes to disrupt what the party president has directed in the good of the interest of the party. What Uhuru did in Kenya, nobody else in the history of Kenya has ever done it. It's not there. In terms of shaking the hand of an opposition man from independence, and we got peace, at least people could conduct businesses. The peace is there, and that peace must grow. There is no shortcut. And Miriam, let me just say, if Kenyans are not careful, Kenya could become a very volatile situation. It's not, I am not being...
It was volatile, Doctor. Before the handshake, you remember even the opposition wanted the country to be divided into two, so that the one faction supporting the president will take one part of the country and the other one will go to the opposition and their people. So it was the levels that the country had reached then. It was volatile, and indeed the future of this country was really threatened. The unity of this country was threatened. So we got there. We almost were on the edge, and so this handshake sort of brought back some level of stability and peace. Of course, there's a lasting peace that is being worked towards. There's some things that must be addressed, and I think the government has been trying to do that and must be done so that we can realize a peace in its essence. But that handshake and that coming together brought some level of peaceful coexistence, and the animosity, sort of was quelled. And so it is important because the country became stable again. Remember, if you are speaking a certain language, you could not even imagine traveling to going to another part of the country because you felt that your life was threatened. But now we saw business was coming back as usual, and the country was stable. And so Corona has come up and disrupted everything, but we were on the right track towards finding a lasting solution to our country. And so it has gone a long way in restoring the stability of this country.
Yes, thank you, Miriam. Indeed, I'm sorry, I think you made your point very clear. If there is anybody who doesn't like the way the country is being run peacefully, then that person should not be on planet Earth. Something should happen which is different. And that person must always make sure that he either apologizes to Kenyans. The situation here now has been created by infighting in Jubilee Party. Surely, can I ask one question? What else and how would President supposed to be the future president, the man who cries for Sicily, for Rome when Sicily is burning? And I believe, Miriam, you have looked at this morning, my thoughts of what I thought at 5 a.m. Where can we be without the handshake? Where could we be? Where most of us will not be speaking on these television stations. We could be, maybe we would have gone to God. The thing was so bad that we had to find a solution. And I want to encourage President Uhuru Kenyatta that you don't lose hope on that direction of a solution for the people of Kenya. To unite the people of Kenya under one unity, whatever format of unity. I'm not interested, I personally, as a non-Kenyan, I'm not interested in any share of the Kenyan cake. I am interested in the share of a regional peace, a peaceful neighbor, a peaceful country, a peaceful nation in Africa. If that country gives me some cake, fine. If it says you are here, you can also eat the orange, fine. But my decision, my life, my heart is a redemption strategy. And that redemption strategy can be got by addressing the major points that always hurt the Kenyans. If you don't address those major points, and you go on shadow boxing, which Ruto group is doing against Raila and Uhuru group, that shadow boxing can create a problem. Therefore, Kenyans need a straightforward journey in this situation. The president needs to take authority, assert authority, the instruments for asserting authority without breaking the law and without breaking the constitution are very clear in the Kenyan constitution. We cannot allow things to go the way they are going, with one person giving food, subverting the president at night, sending food, sending some, some people to go and distribute food quietly, and tell, no, even if you have, okay, Miriam, if you have given this food quietly without putting a label, fine. But then you give food and tell the people who are eating it to say, thank you very much, Deputy President. Excuse me, which country operates like that? No, honestly, I have, this morning I listened to Honorable, the former Vice President, Kalonzo Musyoka. He collected the food, people brought him in his foundation food. But guess what he did? He handed over this food to the steering committee.
Because that was the directive by the government. Anybody,
yes.
Anybody who
So
wants
the
to
president
help.
directs that the food and every donation can be put under one committee. Then you go and sit in your house and you load the tank, trailers and the trailers of mattresses, threatening Bahindi to give you mattress if you don't give me this. Some of these goods are being got on credit, on what would you call it? Is it debt or credit?
You get them on credit.
I don't know. I am not an accountant. I need an accountant to tell me. They threaten you Bahindi. There are some Bahindi in Eldoret, in Nakuru, where can you mattresses? You see, when this year I came in to investigate the dam money, you saw how many Bahindi were available. How many of the Asian community traders who were lined up at DCI, those who sell cement, those who sell iron sheets, those who sell spoons, those who sell bed sheets, even those on the Ashana Road, Naitiru, Chikoi, all these guys lined up. They had been told, take this money and buy cutlery, good blankets. So, this is where the president has to assert his authority. Viewers, our role is to interpret the newspaper. So the headline in the Standard says, Jubilee shocker, wielding a big stick. Mr. President, get it. Bolstered by the former coalition with Kano and with other parties. There is nothing wrong in the constitution of post-election coalition or partnership.
It is provided for in the party's constitution and also the...
Yes.
Yes, so it's not out of...
Explain it, William. Go ahead as I sip my tea.
Yes, indeed. So that headline there on the Standard newspaper this morning, which I'm very sure a fraction of politicians in this country may not be very happy with it. And it says, wielding a big stick, bolstered by a formal coalition with KANU And with other parties in the wings, Uhuru moves to stamp his foot in the Senate with today's State House meeting, as Murathe claims that time is up for majority leaders Murkomen and Kihika. And you see just down there the letter by the registrar of political parties confirming the coalition agreement between KANU and Jubilee. So post election coalitions are provided for, are in tune with the party's laws, and so if this is true and Jubilee decides that's what they want to do, the leadership of Jubilee, then they'll not be acting out of line. And that meeting that is being held at State House, so Dr. Jester, a few of the senators that will be attending. I don't know if they're trying to maintain social distancing. They don't want so many people in State House. So what could be the reason why not everybody's going? And what kind of meeting is this?
We have seen that some people are not going. I can see something here from the Daily Nation. That some people are not going. I don't know why. It doesn't make any sense at all. So can you make sense, my researcher, please? What does this mean? What does the Daily Nation say? Which I haven't seen.
So that is also on the front pages there of the Daily Nation newspaper, Day of Long Nights for Ruto allies. I think the same story that is on Standard newspaper there. But for Senate Majority Leader Kipchumba Murkomen and Senate Majority Whip Susan Kihika, you were elected by the party to sit there and represent the party's interest. That is your sole job, to represent the party's interest, to speak on behalf of the party. That is your job as the majority leader there in Senate, and also as the Senate Majority Whip there. So that is your sole reason why you are given this position. So if you feel that the party you're representing, you no longer, you don't agree with whatever it is that is happening in the party, I think it will be the right thing for people to step down. We've seen that happen across UK, across all over these mature democracies, and Kenya, as much as we're not there yet, but we are a democracy that is making a lot of progress. So I think it is time. Also, morality should be a part of our political engagements. If you feel the party no longer represents your aspirations or the things that you believe in or whatever it is, and you disagree with the party on fundamental issues and whatever it is, then you should cease to want to continue representing a party that you feel you don't have the same position as it is. You should just give that position to somebody else who will continue representing the party as the party wants to be represented. Instead of staying there, you're complaining, but you're still receiving the favors and all the whatever that comes with that pack that you are enjoying, and you still insist on having that position on the same party that you don't want to be in. It's very interesting. So maybe, Doctor, some morality when it comes to our politics. If you feel you don't agree with the party and whatever it is they're doing, I mean, it's an honorable thing to do. Just leave and let other people who, yes.
Pack and the ship.
You don't have to be
Beba mizigo yako uondoke. Just pack and the ship.
All right.
Pack and leave.
Yes.
You don't, if you think, okay, for example, Miriam, if you think the government that you are serving is not serving your interests, in normal democracy, you just resign.
It is.
I have seen so many people resign and they come back later and they say, I told you. If you feel that Uhuru Kenyatta is not running the country in the direction that you want, what do? You don't need to wait until you are run over by a car because you are thinking of Uhuru Kenyatta and you stand in the middle of the road. Then the car comes to run over you. Pack your things and go and run, walk nicely in your garden and say, I will come back later. Because what is happening here is what I don't understand. Here you say President Uhuru Kenyatta is not working very hard. Then here you still want to use the same to have bodyguards and you have PAs in your office 7 people, 2 bodyguards, 1 in your home, 1 in the 3 actually. The Nairobi home, the home itself. We need police on the streets. Police have been taken by these guys because they do Nairobi home, the home at home, then extra things of homes of other places where they go. Because they have the powers to summon extra police. So you have 7 people working for you. The leader of majority has about 10 people in his office. Okay? Those people are not going to lose their jobs. Those people remain to work for the Senate. But he can change and they come and work for another Senate there. The Senate needs at the moment, crucially, to look at the counties, how a county is performing. What type of work are they doing? Is the money being utilized properly? But if you have the leader of majority defending Mr. Sonko, who has been told to step aside because of misappropriation of funds, how will he not convince the other senators to acquit the governor when he comes to before the plenary of the Senate? For me, there is one thing, Miriam, under the, and this is the comment. I want to put a comment, then we come to the other news because we are running short of time. I want to put a very nice comment. Thank you very much, viewers. The situation in Kenya demands that if you are in leadership of the ruling party and you are either the leader of majority or the deputy leader of majority or the chief whip of the majority, seconded there and seconded by the party, to pay loyalty to the party and the party leadership. The moment you reach the parliament and turn against, everywhere, all over the world, all over the globe, democracy dictates that you have to surrender the whip, or you are whipped by the party. The whip comes down on you. They remove all the caveats on you. You remain either a freelancer, an independent person, or a backbencher. It is very, very important in democracy that Socrates, Aristotle, Plato, and the others put forward these theories. You cannot remain in the party, eat the party, then come back to eat yourself, then eat the leadership and eat the policies of the party. Otherwise, there would be no democracy or multi-party democracy in the world. It is so, therefore, very important for President Uhuru Kenyatta to assert authority of the party, using the party organs and instruments under the Constitution of the Republic of Kenya to stop the situation that is dividing the Kenyans. The Kenyans are being divided. Those who don't want the handshake, those who did not want the peace, the peace that Kenyans are enjoying, should say so and pack and a ship. If you don't want the policies of the same party, you can as well resign and declare your interests. But the very fact that you are in leadership and then you begin at the same time in the world, you begin on several occasions to belittle the president, to belittle his policies, to fight against him when he talks about corruption, to make sure that he is laughed at by the entire country, then who are you representing in the Senate or in the parliament? Time has come for sure parties to address this issue of discipline of their members. And equally, let the parties also discipline themselves in a crisis that can come up anytime Thank you very much. That is our comment of this morning. We want to urge you, President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, to take responsibility and assert authority over Jubilee Party, govern the country, lead the programs, make the workable solutions for all the people of Kenya who are suffering under COVID-19, give direction instead of having side shows and a shadow boxing that is being brought by members who could be and who can be disciplined by the party organs. Thank you.
Very well said there, Doctor. Thank you so much. And we have the statistics here. You had asked earlier, we go through the East Africa countries and we see how we are standing there, rather SADC. And then we can come back to our topic of the day and also look at the rest of the headlines there. I see some people even died at home in Mombasa from COVID-19. I don't know if they'd gone to seek for help. But we've seen that is a challenge that the government has to grapple with there in Mombasa. So in Kenya, the confirmed cases was at 672. 32 people have died in the country and 239 others have recovered. And then we go to South Sudan, where confirmed cases is at 120 and recoveries there is 2. Uganda, confirmed cases is 121 and recoveries there is 55. Tanzania, the cases there is 509. 21 people have died, 183 others have recovered. And in South Africa, confirmed cases is 10,015. The death toll is 194. Recoveries is 4,173. And also Burundi, the cases have been at 15 for the last over 2 weeks. And one person has died, 7 have recovered, so about 14 people are still seeking treatment. And in Sudan, confirmed cases is 1,365. 70 people have died, 149 others have recovered. Somalia, the cases now have surpassed 1,000 and they stand at 1,054. And the death toll there is 51. Recoveries there is 118. And we go to Ghana, also the cases have gone up with 4,263. 22 people have died, 373 others have recovered. And in Rwanda, 284 cases with 140 recoveries. Madagascar still at 193. Recoveries is 101. Ethiopia, 239. And the death toll there is 5. Recoveries is 99. Djibouti, 1,189, and the death toll there is 3. Recoveries is 834. Eritrea, 39 cases, and recovery is 37. So in Eritrea, essentially only 2 people are sick. That is kudos to President Isaias Afwerki. I don't agree with him in a lot of things, but should this be the real numbers from Eritrea, which could be because nobody really travels to Eritrea that much. So this is some good job there by Isaias Afwerki.
Yes. Isaias Afwerki and President Museveni, although the Ugandan one is beginning to worry me. No, so far nobody has died in Uganda, which is very good news. But also equally, and I want you to mark these words, equally. If this multiplies, if we reopen early, there could be a hike, what they call a pike.
A spike.
A spike, sorry, not a pike, a spike.
A spike in the numbers, yes.
Yes, it could. You know what has happened in South Korea? They opened so early, and the German figures have shot back.
I saw that, yes. Very unfortunate.
Because people went back to
the old ways.
To old ways of functioning. Gongering, beer, hammering, night clubs. So let's be careful. Mr. Trump now has refused the vaccine. That's the latest news coming out right now. he says he will not take the vaccine. In Britain, they have partially opened. But they say, if you want to go and work, make sure you have a car to go and work. And you must be in your family. You can go out to play. Because there is one problem that we must accept in Britain. The sunshine comes very small time. And Mr. Prime Minister, if you don't allow some people, they could even die because there is no sunshine. Because after December, September, we are back in the jackets again. And that is the time when this thing likes cold. And when most of the elderly people are taken to their homes, it could strike once more. So the planners of Kenya can also compare with the planning of the British system, that they have said the schools about June. They will see. July is when, to be honest, July is when they will think of opening night hotels, eateries, and the shops. Look at it. It is online around there, because these are the places which bring more of community reproduction, more people going to. It is July when the hotels, some hotels like a Crown Plaza, like a Hilton, these things will open. The airline, they have said no, not yet. But they say when they open, when you go there, mandatory, you go down. Luckily enough, the facilities there are not very bad. You can even go down and sleep. Because there they make sure that where you are sleeping again, you don't have a problem. So, unlike our people here who came from China, they have come back with the same bad manners. I told you, Miriam.
But they were taken to quarantine, no? They were taken to mandatory.
Yes. You don't know what they have done?
What have they done?
They were taken to a home. They were taken to a hotel in a government place. They have started phoning everywhere. And you saw them on Citizen TV. Those are the manners that made the Chinese to chase them. I have been telling you, today I'm vindicated. You know, every time I tell you, it is we Africans who behave badly. When we go to these places, we find these places are well organized. Then we start behaving so badly. We started beating the Bazungu. We started wrestling them. We started mugging them. We started stealing their property. We started even beating, raping their daughters. Raping. We do lots of things, Miriam, as black people. Let's accept that. Let's accept that. We are not saying Bazungu don't do it. They do it. They do, that is normal. But the most serious, painful thing is what is happening up here now. What is happening in the guys who came from China. If you can see the number of telephone calls they are making all over the whole world, you might think there is hell in Kenya. They are not treated well. They have not been given this. They have not been given this. How could this? So rioters, haven't you seen the photographs this morning? They are there. Photographs are there. Why can't the production team bring the photographs of those who came from China who are in cooperative college in Karen? Is there no cooperative college in Karen?
There is cooperative.
They have rioted. They want to break things again. Surely, some of them who are breaking things, they have not even paid the fare of returning. The same government that they have criticized today is the government that paid for their fare to return. You see, are there no Ugandans in China? they are there. Have you seen them behave that way? No. No. Tuseme ya kweli, no. They haven't. Ugandans learned their lesson in Dubai. They spoiled Dubai with miniskirts. Miniskirts up to here. As if God told you, you show them your bottom, then you can have a problem. You can be the well-organized person. Even if you don't show your thighs up to here, someone looks at the face, beautiful face. People don't love the thighs, they love the face. So Ugandan ladies went there and wore miniskirts in Dubai. And guess what happened? We are chased out. A visa was put. Ugandans used to enter Dubai without a visa for free to work and bring money home. Some Ugandans saw that situation advantage. Luckily enough, Ugandans didn't go there with fraud. The other group that entered there with fraud, even when you go to Dubai airport, if you are traveling in Emirates and you are with a Nigerian on the flight, the plane will be looked as if it has carried animals. The security at the airport looking at your passport, and you know what, Miriam, when they see the passport, they say, you go there. I feel so much ashamed as an African to see a fellow African segregated because of the bad manners the others have done. So I can't be part of this. They have come home, instead of sitting home and asking the government, what can you do to help us? Do you know what they are saying? They went breaking things even in the college. On riot, that the government threw us here, there is no food, there is no what, there is no what.
That will qualify as vandalism. So if they've done that, then definitely they're going to pay.
Well, I don't know whether you have not seen.
Yes.
Ask Steve to Google it. They are here on your website or Punchline. The guys, heavy women like this. If you ask them what they were doing in business, which business they were doing in China, you won't even like it. I was telling you, I'm telling you, some of them were taken by Nigerians there, and the Nigerians have disappeared. It is very pathetic, and let's be honest, at times we sympathize with the government. Some of the governments in Africa suffer our own behavior. Here, Mutahi Kagwe is telling us to wash our hands. Here, people are arranging meetings. Here, people are even buying beer. And Miriam, they do like this to beer. What is this? Bottle. Eh?
What is
now
that supposed to do? Yes.
I don't know what it's supposed to mean. Maybe people someone is buying beer and knocking it so that the whole world, and they put a camera to that this drinking at night. This is a very good one. Look at the time. The government has said, go home, the curfew. You are now busy outside. You are carrying COVID-19, taking COVID-19 to your children who are innocent, who have not lived on earth like you. You have hammered so many of those bottles for many years. I wouldn't like to punish anybody as a child. Hiyo kitu kama inakuja, unaambia watu mnipeleke nipone ndio mtarudisha mimi. But you cannot be very, very, very dangerous to that level. To that level that you go and break the curfew, bring the COVID to your wife who is innocently seated in the house waiting for the husband because he's married to you. He can't leave. She can't leave the house. You bring the COVID, smear the COVID in the house to kill all the children, to kill your wife, and maybe, you know, the worst part of such a scenario is that it does not kill the man who brought it. God makes it sure that it punishes you. You stay there with nobody. Can you see those things? German, listen to Mutahi Kagwe. These figures are not very impressive. I told Miriam yesterday that I'm more worried. I had two hearts. One is married, is worried, one is not worried. I'm now even more worried. You know, with this friction of people scavenging on coronavirus, political scavengers. That's the name I wanted to say something today. Scavenging on coronavirus crisis to condemn President Uhuru Kenyatta for failure, yet they are themselves encouraging failure. Okay? The Star newspaper last year, because we have done our bit already, don't worry about it. Uhuru Gideon in deal to sack DP allies. I don't think they will even be sacked, but President Uhuru has got a good heart. He will look at the possibilities. He will give them a chance to defend themselves if they can go there. It is your nation. National unity is more important. Meanwhile, Mr. Prayer, yes, day of long knives for Ruto allies. All of them have resorted to Bible. Have you not seen that? I think, hata mimi wacha nishike yangu hapa. Mine is Jinin. Naomba Jinin, isn't it, Miriam? Tunaomba tukue na usalama, tukue pamoja mpaka mwisho. Mimi bado omba unipatie nafasi ya kuendesha nchi ya Kenya au nchi nyingine kwa dunia hii. Hiyo nakuja na Mungu. Murkomen is quoting verse this, verse that. Susan Kihira, verse this, verse that. Hey, why? Do you remember when Lenin, I want to make you get annoyed now. Lenin described religion as an item for failures. They make, not because there was no religion. There is religion in Russia. But people make mistakes, then run failures. They run there to cover themselves under the Bible. I think now I began by agreeing with Lenin. Nyonye munagonga mjamaa, he is 3 years muko kwa campaign trail. The president says, please don't campaign. Just do projects and preach unity. No. We want 2022. We are Rome. We don't care about Sicily. Now you see where the problem is. It has come back to haunt you. Because even if you want Rome without constitutional amendments and the rearrangement of the state of Kenya, how will you arrive there? Look at the tweet by Honorable Murkomen. The Lord of Heavenly Forces has created a plan. Who can stop it? God's hand is extended. Who will stop it? You think other people don't also pray? We pray. Na sisi tuna pray, God extend kwako. Sababu wewe ndio unaleta shida. Wewe ndio unaletea shida. Me, I cannot accuse the deputy because I haven't seen him openly. I have seen him on several occasions trying to reach there, but Murkomen, niko na boni na yeye. Kwa hiyo mambo ya ICC, ile statement aliandika, I'm not very happy with Murkomen na Kuria. Hiyo watu walikuwa wanataka hao watu wafungwe. So that is, Miriam, don't blame me, blame them. And for me, I speak namna hivyo, tunawachana kama Murkomen. Tena Murkomen cannot even buy tea. Hata kama unakunywa chai anakuachia bill. Ichungwa bado wako na bill yangu ya 800 euros. It's a lot of money. Alisema anaenda Turkey atarudi kulipa. Bado lipa. How many years are this? 2015 to now. Sio miaka 5. To hesabu interest. How much could I be collecting? It's a lot. You want to... The final thing I want to tell you, Miriam, is this. Do you notice that the people who are opposing President Uhuru Muigai Kenyatta, who are they? Just guess. Who? Where do they belong? What do they want? You listened to Mr. Olekina last night on the program that was stolen from me, Punchline, with Annie Kiguta. He said, I call upon the youth. I'm 45 years old. We must take this country. Listen to Murkomen. I call upon the people of my people. We must take away this country from Korea. We have been slaves for a long time. Ndindi Nyoro. Look at the way look at the lining. Where are we heading? Then we come to another one called, with a big head called Ndindi, David Ndindi, bigger than mine. I don't know, mine is, I don't know how bad it is. Because he always insults me. They insult me. Big hyena, what, donkey, elephant, hippo. And I walk on 2 legs, not 4. So I have taken it. Unaona, the one who wanted to cut the country into 4 pieces. Where does he belong? The same direction. So, Boniface Mwangi, if you look at Boniface Mwangi, who wanted Ruto to be in prison, where is he? He's with these guys. Now, he's fixed his machinery on Uhuru Kenyatta. The Githongo fixed his machinery. They have reactivated themselves. Nelson Harvey is on Uhuru Kenyatta. So, but look at the common denominator. The common denominator is George Soros. One way or the other, there is funding. There is Okuro, a court. Ekuro, the lawyer. The one who brought Muzigo, it collapsed. He went back to rearrange it. It is now in waiting. You know, very soon he's going to issue a statement. As the Zada Alliance, Miriam, if you're a student of political science about Kenya, do you know what you do? Actually, I'm happy you just smile the way you are smiling, and I will leave it. What you do is to listen and organize. Now I leave you chance. I have shown you the common denominator. The common denominator is the paymaster. The paymaster is the same. Why are they making noise today? They are making noise because they want the vaccine to be sold. You look at what they have been coded message, and then you are an expert on African news. Elsewhere in Africa, Malawi, look at the language in Malawi and the language in Kenya. The only place that is lacking the language now, Miriam, do you know it? Is across the bridge, my home. Because the man there has said, I find you distributing even one bag. Utajikula yote when it is raw. Across there, people have said, ah. But here, Zambia, Zimbabwe, Malawi, the problem is huge, Miriam. It's huge. George Soros is smelling like this. The more the numbers swell in South Africa, the more Malema goes for Ramaphosa. He said, we told you that this man is in friendship with Bill Gates to sell us Africans, to kill us, you know? So look at that. But thank you. Over to you. We just want to prepare ourselves for the next show at 11. We thought that we could wait for the outcomes of anything from State House. So far, it looks like the meeting has taken long. Therefore, we shall wait. We shall do our diplomatic leaks at 11 to 12, which show we missed yesterday because of the technical software problem, which has been well done by my experts. I thank you very much. You have done it, all of you who have been behind the scenes. Thank you for doing that. And we look at the diplomatic. It's very interesting because maybe you are the one who made it not work so that we can be together to discuss it. It's very interesting though, to discover how that Italian lady was delivered back home. This is Miriam, when you live and know that life is life. Kumbe sisi hapa tunacheza. Iko wenyewe. The diplomats themselves take part in such activities. You know? Thank you very much. The Italian lady arrived home. But she left a trail of difficulties. And a lesson for Africa and the African countries, especially Kenya and Somalia. Is there some pseudo problem here? Don't go away. Get your pen, paper. If you're a student of the Honor of Africa and African politics in London School of Economics, SOAS, School of Oriental and African Studies, Nairobi University, Jomo Kenyatta University, JK, Jakwata, Jakwat, all this around Kenya, whatever you call it, get a pen. 11 o'clock, the guy is back here with my co-partner in the studio in Nairobi. Miriam, these 5 minutes are for you.
We're actually out of time, so I will not even take that 5 minutes. We have to prepare for the other shows. And something very important, yesterday during the Ministry of Health daily briefings there, they said that the government has evacuated around 744 Kenyans who were stranded abroad since the country stopped incoming international passengers flights. So even after the government stopped the international flights into the country, it has been working in ensuring the Kenyans who were stranded outside the country were brought home and safe. And we saw the other batch coming in from China and India and other countries. And so that is also very important and something to note that the government has been doing. And also they give out the number of Kenyans who are and these are the rest of the world, but are safe where they are. And in North America, there are around 400,000 Kenyans there. In Western Europe, around 150,000 Kenyans there. Asia and Australia, around 30,000 Kenyans there. And so they're safe. They did not want to come back home because wherever they are, they're okay. But so far, the government has been able to bring back over 700 Kenyans back home who are stranded out there. Thank you so much. We meet here at 11 a.m. For Diplomatic Leaks.
Peace must be our goal and our guide. And all that we strive for as a human family, dignity and hope, progress and prosperity, depends on peace. But peace depends on us.